This is authorized personnel only, but I own the land, so I guess we can drive here.
Floyd BREHM is a proud North Dakotan farmer, and he's taking me to see the field which, after a lifetime of toil, has finally made him rich.
I feel the vibration there. That must be when the oil is going through the pipe.
It's a good feeling?
Yeah.
This is the 84-year-old's first oil well, and one of the first in the district to come online in the current boom.
It's 500 barrel a day, and a barrel is 40-some gallon. So that's quite a lot of gallons in a day.
And you get a cut out of every barrel?
Yeah, a certain percent, yeah. Get that little 7/16 wrench. I got one right here.
Exactly how rich Floyd is likely to become is a private matter. But with more wells starting to produce, one thing is certain: money is no longer a concern for him or his son and daughter.
Well, it takes the pressure off. He was worried about just mortgages and how we would be after he was gone, and it just takes the pressure off where he knows everything will be okay.
Floyd is a second-generation homesteader, and he doesn't expect life to change much now, despite his newfound wealth.
Coming around the mountain. Well, I'm just the same old me. I don't know. I might buy a new pickup someday. I don't know.
There are anecdotal rumors that we are making a millionaire every day in North Dakota right now. And certainly there have been a number of stories reported about these people, but you know, if you get one or two wells on your land and you have a 6th or an 8th royalty, and that well's producing between maybe 400 and 800 barrels a day, you're going to be a millionaire in a short period of time.
Ron NESS is the president of the North Dakota Petroleum Council. His state sits on part of what's called the BREHM, a vast rock formation which has enormous potential reserves of oil, maybe as much as 400 billion barrels.
With current technology, which is improving every day, we can get 1 to 2% of the oil out of the Bakken, that we may be able to, you know, collect 2 billion barrels in North Dakota.
Farmers in western North Dakota have long known there's oil underground, but getting to it has been the problem. Now, record high prices have inspired drillers like BLAINE HOFFMAN to go after the reserves using new technology.
And it's like trying to push a piece of spaghetti, you know, through a tube at 2 miles.
Oil wells here are no longer drilled straight down. Now they bend.
When they first started drilling horizontal Bakken wells, just the technology for the directional tools, being able to drill out there 2 miles horizontal is one of the big things.
Horizontal drilling was one development, but another breakthrough was still needed. It's the fracking or fracturing process that makes it possible to recover the vast oil reserves below. But it's a relatively new process and one that's carefully guarded. Oil companies will talk about it, but they won't allow it to be filmed.
This is Middle Bakken. This is the source rock. In solid rock, you would look at this and you would say, impossible. You can't get oil out of that, but you can.
Kathy NESET is a geologist who first arrived in North Dakota at the end of the last boom. She believes the good times are back.
It is a boom. It is truly a boom. I mean, when I look back over the years that I have done this, as I came to North Dakota in the late 70s, early 80s. boom time. We are nearing the, maybe not as many rigs, although we do have a lot of rigs drilling right now, but we are nearing, it's surpassing the production of that time.
Across North Dakota, oil rigs are drilling as fast as they can. They want to get the oil out while prices are high.
Well, right now we have close to 25 wells drilled. 2 years down the road, we'll probably have 120 drilled. And then it depends on how it goes from there. With any oil field, there's limitations. But we're hoping to have 120 to 160 wells in this area.
Look at the size of these. This is Durham wheat.
Yeah. Fred and Joyce Evans are farmers who, like many North Dakotans, can trace their family lines back for generations.
And my mom, they just lived right over the hill this way, and I don't know where your dad
They lived over the hill that way, my dad did.
Yeah, so all the kids would walk to school, and they had summer school also, just in the summer.
This old schoolhouse stands on the farm they bought piece by piece from money Fred saved in his early years working on oil rigs.
Maybe my dad's would be on here someplace. There's Vern Kunyainen, OJ.
But farming is now almost a sideline. It's oil that's keeping them busy.
But the royalty's usually 1/8 on those. Boy, he's going to be on Easy Street, huh?
They have stakes in about a dozen wells, producing both oil and gas.
It's going to come back again. It kind of goes up and down a little bit. Watch her now. She's going to go.
Looks pretty good now. I wonder how much higher it's going to go.
We should have brought wieners along. Had a wiener roast here.
Look at it.
There it comes.
Oh.
Old Faithful.
That's nice. Wow. That's pretty impressive.
That's just the way we want. More of that.
This well has just come online. Just how much it's producing is not yet known.
I don't know exactly what it is, but I would guess this is making maybe 200, 300, 400 barrels a day. So it's not one of the big wells, because some of it came in like at 2,000, 3,000 barrels a day. The best I've heard of is 400 barrels a day. 4,000, not 400, 4,000. I'm not used to all those zeros.
And how many people are cheering for the green one? And who's going to be pulling for the pig and pink?
At the State Fair in Minot, there's no doubting North Dakota's humble origins.
On the count of 3, they're ready to go. No cheating, get your head back. Here we go, 1, 2, make some noise, 3. And they're off. It's going to be close, it's going to be the blue one. The blue one is the winner.
But this year, it seems, there's plenty of money to throw around, including at the one item that typifies gas-guzzling America.
Okay, actually this one here is a 40-foot diesel pusher motorhome, and this is an entry-level one, about $250,000. So, want to have a look inside?
Yeah. DALLMAN is a motorhome and campervan salesman.
So it gives you lots of room in here. Comes with full built-in televisions, backup cameras. You'll notice it has Corian tops in your kitchen. The bedroom back here has washer, dryer, king-size bed.
In the past week at this fair alone, he sold more than half a dozen campervans and motorhomes.
You've got a lot of the people that have had oil discovered on their land. They get vast, big checks all of a sudden. They really don't know what to do with them, but we're selling a few motorhomes to them so they can go travel the U.S. and see what's out there. It's the first time they've ever been able to do that.
Sponsored by Farm Credit Services.
It's not just individuals that have struck it rich here. While much of the rest of America is in debt, this year North Dakota's government has to decide what to do with its surplus. Kenton ONSTAD is a member of the state legislature.
The oil boom and the discovery and the potential of it it's a huge revenue source for North Dakota. North Dakota is going to have, when we go into our next legislative session, we're going to have a $1 billion surplus.
While North Dakota is trying to decide how to handle its oil boom, America as a whole is pondering its energy future. Today, in the nearby state of Nebraska, more than 1,500 people have shown up to hear a famous former oil man speak about his alternative energy plan.
Mr. Pickens is a pretty prominent individual in this country, and I'm just kind of interested in what he's got to say today as it relates to, cheaper fuels to move our vehicles, and heat our homes, and run our businesses.
Thank you, thank you.
This is Boone Pickens. He made millions drilling for oil and turned that into billions as a corporate raider.
Now, serious, let's talk serious. You came, probably 10% of you came because you thought, I'm going to go see that guy. He's 80 years old, and this may be the last time I ever see him. But I think 90% of you came because of the message that I have.
Pickens says America must face reality and end its reliance on foreign oil. And he's funding a $58 million campaign to convince America.
Did you know, back in 1970, we imported 24% of our oil? Today, it's almost 70% and climbing every minute. Over $700 billion are leaving this country to foreign nations every year.
The ads are already drawing attention, and Pickens has met with both presidential candidates in recent weeks to discuss his energy proposal.
I want all American resources to be used, and I have one enemy, and that's foreign oil. I've got to get the foreign oil $700 billion figure down, and I've got to get the 70% figure down. So I'm going to call on all resources we have in this country, but natural gas is going to do the heavy lifting for us.
According to Boone Pickens, domestic oil reserves, like those in North Dakota, will only ever produce a fraction of what the United States needs each day.
The Bakken is, you may have, I think I saw 4 billion barrels of reserve. 4 billion, it doesn't, we're using so much oil in the country every day that 4 billion helps, no question, but you can't drill your way out.
If Pickens is right, North Dakota is still perfectly placed to capitalise on alternative energies. As it happens, its plains lie in one of the world's strongest wind corridors.
Energy has really taken over North Dakota. We're a Saudi Arabia of wind. Now they're saying we're the Saudi Arabia of oil and those kind of resources. We have a huge coal resource here in North Dakota. So we see a lot of opportunity for us in the next years to come.
Look at that. Wow.
America's attempt to forge a new energy future looks set to bring plenty of change to North Dakota and many more millionaires.
Isn't that something?
It's pretty amazing.
There's a lot of power down in there. Do you think that'll last for 10 years?
I think you gotta hope it does.
yeah, we'll have to hope it does, huh?